back to the channel. It's me, Alana, and we're going to be watching Attack on Titan. Last episode, I think I was in, I don't know, in shock, and I didn't know how to feel about Eren whatsoever. To me, it was like Eren was responsible for basically everything that happened. But then, Oktai, one of my good friends over in Discord, had explained to me how, yes, Eren was able to, associate with his dad, because Eren was a future Titan and his father was a previous Titan, that though indeed he was able to go back, those are fixed points. So those things weren't actually going to change regardless. But to me, it's like, I think that's what he was trying to explain to me. But it's like, I feel as though he still influenced it somewhat. But I think him influencing it didn't start until a certain point. But yeah. Now, here's the question. Is Eren really the one to blame for everything? And for that, at the time, I thought he actually was to blame for everything. Well, at least everything that has happened to our guys and the decisions that he's made since, you know, we have went to Marley. That's how I feel about that. But in a sense of Marley actually coming to raid Paradis, that was going to happen regardless. Like, Marley coming over to try to attack Paradis was bound to happen. So when you think about something like that, you think of one country going against another country, right? Do you fight to then protect yourself and the ones you love about, knowing that you're going to have to sacrifice those that you probably don't want to, but is this going to have to be a necessary evil? That's where you kind of look at it and be like, damn, like, if it was me and my people, I would at least want to be straight up and blunt about it. I don't think Eren knew that Sasha was going to die. I think he knew that he was going to have to use them to some degree, and those that died, he will have to accept that responsibility. I don't think he knows all of the future. I don't think he had full reign of all of everything and what was the outcome going to be. I feel as though the past of his father he was able to see, but I don't think he was able to see his future. And who's to say if the future attack Titan from, you know, and then from Eren's point, it may be associating with him. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't, how these timelines are, you just don't know. Because the same way Eren wasn't able to communicate everything to his father, or chose maybe not to, it could be the same situation with Eren and, hey, whoever the future Titan is on his end. So I don't know how this, I feel that this is a very complicated, layered story. We have Eren, who's made these terrible decisions, but are they so terrible because he's trying to protect his loved ones on Paradis? I think at a certain point, you get people who have been attacked so much, who has been living behind these walls, you know what I mean, and having to be terrorized by the Marleyans, who are sending these Titans to crush Paradis so they can take the founding Titan from them, and the people just don't know. So it's like, there's so many things. Maybe if the king would have allowed people to have their memories, then it'll make a little bit more sense for those who live there, like, hey, you know, we do deserve it, then whatever. But instead they've taken their memories, so they can't even like be okay with the fact that they're being terrorized for a reason. But even still, it's like Marley, I still feel as though they're trash, because yes, they were attacked, and yes, the Eldians were mostly probably the greatest threat to them for all those years, killing everybody. But those who have been apologetic and who have been living under them, they don't treat them as if they're real people. They're basically terrified of them, of their past choices, but are not allowing them to to what's that word? To join in the community, to become one with Marley. Instead, they're still keeping them pushed to the side. And then once they don't need the Titans anymore, which we saw was happening, they're probably more than likely going to end all of them, period. Like, their time is already short. So we have the Eldians from Marley attacking the Eldians in Paradis at this point. And in the end, who's looking out for the Eldians? Who? Well, the only Eldians that have somebody to talk or speak for them is probably Eren right now, for at least their part. Poor Peak and Reiner, once they get back to Marley, more than likely they're going to be thrown to the wayside because technology has advanced so much that, hell, the Marleys aren't going to need them for long. So in the end of it all, the Eldians have no hope. Like, there's no hope for the Eldians. And that is the sucky part. Like, that is the sucky. They're fighting amongst each other. And really, it's like, what is the best outcome for them right now? Like, what is the best outcome? I don't see one. I don't see a great outcome for them. Unless you guys see something that I don't know. And that stinks. This stinks. Eren playing a trick on Zeke and making it seem as though he was like going along with his brother's plan, and Eren was not with it at all, to now pulling a reverse on him and kicking him out the memories. Like, Eren kicked him out the memories, bro. It's like, what? Like, what is happening now? Like, I thought Zeke was in control. I thought he had pulled a fast one, and now Eren's pulling the fast one back. Like, haha, you thought. Boom. I honestly am I don't know where this episode is going to take us. I'm just going to go for the ride and see how this goes. But yes, y'all, let me stop talking and let's just go ahead and jump on in to the next episode of Attack on Titan. Let's go. Hold on a second. Whoa! Hold on! Oh, snap! Look at his dad's freaking Attack Titan form! He ripped her arm up! Oh my gosh, and used his teeth to rip off her head. Oh, he smashed them with his head like they're bugs! What the hell? This is not how you're supposed to start the episode. What I do appreciate, though, Eren did was allow his father and Zeke to have that moment. I do appreciate that. Oh, and he did tell Zeke to stop him. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is what Zeke needed. Zeke needed this moment. And that was very nice of Eren to allow this. But now what? Yeah. Is he gonna want him to show it to him too? Oh, wow. Uh-oh. Eren, you are chained up. What are you gonna do, sir? Yo, Aaron! Aaron! Ripped the damn chains off! Only the royal person can stop her? Damn. Yo, this is already starting off interesting. From you 2,000 years ago. Nani? It's not. What? We're starting to get this story. They destroyed her village, killed her people, and imprisoned them. What the hell? Be like Ymir? But I thought Ymir was an evil. But she's not an evil. She was oppressed and had to fight. What? They start pointing fingers at each other. They pointed at her! A child, really? Huh? You are free. So they can hunt her? Messed up her eye. Allowed her to run so they can hunt her? She's in this tree? That is a big, big tree opening. Like, what the? Oh, wow. Is she drowning? She might not even know how to swim. What in the heck is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that's like an alien type of thing going on down there? Wow. Wow. So she's not even a true Eldian. She was a slave of an Eldian. Is that what I'm understanding? And with that happening, oh my gosh. He made it so where his bloodline was the only one that could have this power. And she just popping out babies. Concubines, more than likely. Wow. She protected him? Fuck his ass. I'm sorry, he would have got stabbed. My slave. That is not ladylike. He made... This guy is scum! He's scum! He's making his kids eat their mother! Maria, Rose, Sina. Aren't those like the name of the walls? This is how this all just went down the hill. From this one ruler, this one man. Oh my gosh. And she's still a slave. She's still a slave. You guys, do you want to... Okay, I'm so sorry I've been pausing this, but this episode really hurts my feelings. Because this young girl was a freaking slave, right? And the only reason the royal part of like Zeke is able to say something to her or to rule her is because of their father's side, the Eldian side, the actual Eldian side. And even in death, man, she's still being freaking bossed around. And this power started with her. Like, this hurts my feelings. I'm sorry, but this pisses me off. Like, this episode is really making me angry. She has had not one choice her own. One choice has not been her own. Oh my gosh. And this part right here, I'm with Eren. She needs her voice. Screw the royals. Look at her face. She's... Holy shit, Bubbles, bro. Oh, the rumbling's about to start. Oh my gosh, Eren. I want you to free her, but I don't know I want you to do this. I am at a loss for freaking words. Information available for public disclosure. The origin of Titans, according to legend, the founder Ymir obtained the power of the Titans when coming into contact with something. For generations, her blood and power were passed down by the Eldians, who were trash. The ruler was trash as hell. The real Eldians were trash. However, the identity of that something which began it all remains unknown. It was like an alien species or something. I don't know. It may have been some type of pathogenic parasite, a god who pitied the founder Ymir and gave her power, or something else entirely. I want Eren to definitely release her from the slave mentality and the whole, like, her feeling of purpose to be a slave and for her just to take it. I am happy Eren did that, but this rumbling thing I'm not too certain of at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But at least in that aspect, I'm glad he was able to release her. But Jesus, this is a whole different beast right here. And it's not the royal blood, it's her blood. Is he really gonna do that though? Exactly. Subjects of Ymir. Yo, this is freaking insane. Is it Hanji? Exactly. Exactly. That's the problem. That's the issue. Okay, I don't get behind that. I kind of figured he wanted the whole world. He would want the whole world. See, Aaron, instead of just taking out those who, damn, this is just sick. All right, you guys, this is a heavy episode to unwrap. All right, so I'm gonna try to properly say what I feel from beginning to end. I'm gonna try, okay? So we see Historia talking to Frida, right? I believe that was her name, right? And Frida had said to Historia that she should try to be ladylike, like Ymir. Ymir wasn't ladylike. Ymir was a slave. She had no voice. So for that part, I hate. But in a sense, though, it's like Frida was kind of like probably like passed down this mentality of that's what Ymir's job was. That was her job to do whatever she could for the royal Eldian. And I love how at the end of the episode, instead of addressing them as Eldians, he addressed them as subjects of Ymir, because it's not the Eldians, that part of them, I mean, that is who they should probably be. They are more so, like he said, subjects of Ymir. That power is not of the Eldians. It's her power that the Eldians used. So I think that's my understanding, and I don't think it's fair for her to have that feeling. And for over 2,000 years, nobody has come to help her. The king, the one that abused her and used her, his ideology was passed down to where that was expected. That's what she's supposed to do. This is how you handle it. And that thought, that idea was passed down through 2,000 years of this royal bloodline, of those with the royal blood. And they thought that it was okay. That is not okay. Not okay whatsoever. And then here comes Aaron breaking out of these chains where the coordinate is. Probably ripped off some of his fingers to run to her and express to her how he's sorry that she's waited for this long and that she has a voice. She can do something about it. Trust in him. But now that he has this power, it's like now he's not just going to take down Marley. He's taking down everybody. And I feel as though those two, like the same thing, subjects of Ymir and then Eldians, right? It's the Eldian part of which these people are around the world are scared of, because the Eldian part is brutal, evil, regular. This man was a regular human being using Ymir, who was special now, into doing his dirty work in her name, within her power, with her power rather. So now everybody's looking at her, who is the slave, being directed by the Eldian king to do all this, and now it's their fault. It's her fault, who is innocent through all of this because she was just a slave. Like, what? First of all, I don't understand. If she had this power, why is she allowed to be taken back to him? I don't get it. I would have murked. I would have stopped if I was her, but it could just be her mentality at that time. She probably didn't think there was nothing else to do. She probably thought with this power, she would be of use to the king. She probably had some extra perks, and she thought that was better. That happens a lot when people who don't have nothing and get a little bit something, they, instead of wanting to continue into freedom, they get complacent into what little liberties they have. So maybe that could have been because she had went through a lot. She had went through a lot. Like, this is a heavy crappy episode. This was so freaking sad. And now Aaron's about to wipe everybody out that has something to say about the subjects of Ymir. And you know what? To a certain point, I understand where he's coming from. Not with him like killing everybody, but for what he said of not just the subjects of Ymir in Paradise, but all of them. All of them, even the ones that are in Marley or whatever portion of the world. He said he's gonna stomp every last one of them out who has had them shackled up, abused, and used. And when you think about it in that way, these people do not mean any kindness, any. Some of them probably do, because we see Magath, who's a Marleyan, have somewhat of a gentle heart when he hugged Gabby. So it's not necessarily everybody, but a lot of the people around the world, instead of allowing the subjects of Ymir to assimilate within love and kindness with their society, have then persecuted and used them, and have always kept them in a corner or in an isolated part of whatever city they have and restricted them. They didn't meet them with kind and tenderness. So do you think Aaron is in the wrong for wiping them out when that's what they've been doing to these people for over 2,000 years? Or however long it's taken to subdue them? What do you think? Because I know that, I don't know if I was in that situation. He's angry. He's pissed. If you are killing my people for something that the subjects of Ymir should not be held responsible for, I think I would be pissed too. But again, it's like they don't know that part either. Do they know that Ymir was a freaking slave and then the king used him or used her? Do they know that part of the history? Or was that only the history that the founder Titan had and they kept it under wraps so only the royal bloodline knew? That's probably what it was. So everybody else didn't understand that. They don't know. So instead of them having the full scope, they then just assumed that it was in their nature to just do that. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna stop rambling here. I feel as if I need to marinate on this a little bit because this really has, I don't know, it has the potential to dig in and touch on a lot of things between right and wrong and the gray area in between. I feel like there's a whole bunch of miscommunication. There's things that are left unsaid or unknown to where people are moving, thinking about one particular right to where they feel as though they're okay. But I can say this: you can't persecute people. You can't harm them, destroy them, abuse and use them without them getting angry. Like, that's why people really have to, this is in real life, you really have to be very conscious of what you do to a person or how you talk. This is with anything. You don't know what is going to trigger a person. You do not know what's going to trigger them. So if you keep on freaking hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and you do not expect them to break one day, you are insane. Because it's going to happen. And then at the end, you're going to be the one, woe is me, I'm sorry now. You can't push somebody to the edge and expect that just because you say you're sorry or, hey, wait a second, let us talk about this. Can we find a way for me to live now? After what you've done to plenty of those that one person had went through or loved, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We're gonna have a separate conversation, because this right here, this is deep. But yes, you guys, thank you all for joining me in this reaction. I know I stopped a couple times, but again, this was a heavy episode to where you had to stop. I didn't want to talk and then miss something. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.